Okay, first thing, interlace your hands, flip your palms, and lift up towards the sky. Push through your thumb and your first finger a lot. And this clasp of the hands, but otherwise, just a good morning stretch, full extension. Push down through your feet, extend up to the hands. Take it in for one more breath like this. And then release the hands, bend your knees, and fold over your legs. Ragdoll pose here. Hang the head a little bit. Sway from side to side. Be heavy in your upper body. Now interlace your hands again, but behind your back. Try squeezing your palms together. Squeeze your elbows up towards the sky and towards each other. And then, as best as we can, lift your arms up to the sky. This one's always really tough, at least for me. Take in a couple of breaths. And then release the hands. Stand back up, sweep the arms to the sky. Hold on to your left wrist and lean to the right side. Squeeze your glutes a bit, push down into your feet, and press your hips away from your hands. Come back to your center. Hold on to the second wrist, up and over. And again, push your hips a little bit away, so mostly your right leg gets the weight here. Okay, and then come back to the center. Hands just shoulder height. And sit down and back through your legs again. You can look in between the knees and between your feet. Keep the arms here. Indeed, try to lift the upper arms so they frame around your ears. We're going for a pretty dynamic 45 minutes in this practice today. Lift back up, stand tall. And again, hold on to your left wrist, lean towards the right. Now, push all of your weight into the left leg so that your right toes can go out and up. Ooh, it might throw you off balance a little bit. That's part of the game. And then come back to your center and give it a go on the second side. Up and over. Most of the weight goes into the right foot so that you can have some freedom on the left side here. Nice. Then come back to the middle. Separate the arms, but keep them up overhead. Torso as vertical as we can. Bend the knees a little bit. So we're in Utkatasana, our chair pose. But framing this around the upper body first and foremost. So it's that, what I call our bar stool sit. You're sitting higher, focusing on postural chain in the upper body. Okay, that's enough. Straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold. And work yourself into downward facing dog. Once you find down dog on your yoga mat, pedal out your feet. And then look for a little stillness here in dog pose. Press down and out through your hands. Make your arms straight and strong. Tone the abdomen. Think thighs back and heels down towards the ground. Lower your knees, go to child's pose. Press your hips back to your heels. And then from child's pose, thread the right arm under your left. Your seat can lift or go back down, hips to heels. The twisted child's pose here, think right shoulder Side of the face, ear to the ground, kind of peeking out underneath your left arm. Extract and try that on the second side. Again, hips can stay higher, usually offers a little bit more room and space if you'd like, or sink them back and down. Extract the left hand, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Lower down to the mat. Cobra pose, peel the chest up, press down through the hands and feet. And then change back to downward facing dog. Take your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. Inhale, lift up to your toes, so heels high in the air. And then send both of your heels towards the right side. Open for side plank, left arm to the sky. I have my feet separate rather than stacked because we're going side to side pretty fast here. Come back up, heels up, left hand down. It's right hand high, side plank on the second side. Lower the right hand back down, heels up, go back to the first side. Heels to the right, left arm up. Left hand down, go back to the second side, heels up and around, right hand high. You have one more repetition of this. Side plank, right hand down, left arm up. Left arm down, right arm up. Just trading side to side, trying to keep the hips lifted. Full plank, two hands down. Lower flat down to the mat. Cobra, peel the chest up. Downward facing dog, change. One more time in side plank. This time we're trying to stack the feet. It's right hand down, outer edge of the right foot. Stack left leg on top, lift the left arm up and stay here. Nice options here if the stack isn't working right now. Step the left foot forward for a kickstand, or you could have right knee or both knees down to the mat. You got one more breath. And then find full plank. From full plank, take it down to the mat. Listen up here, hands back, palms to the sky. Lift everything that you can up. Change to superhero, keeping your body upright. Reach the arms forward. Keeping the body upright, take the hands back again. Lower it all the way down, change to downward facing dog. Final side plank, left hand. Outer edge of the left foot, stack the feet, keep the hips lifted. Right hand high. Again, the form can change to the kickstand, right foot forward, or one or both knees down. We are looking to feel confident and full. The left shoulder stabilizing the pose, left hip staying high, so wherever you find that. And go back, full plank. Lower down to the mat. Start with the arms forward and superhero. Lift everything that you can up. Trace the arms back, palms up to the sky. Lift the chest a little more. We've got this. Take the hands back forward. Lower it down. Press back to child's pose. Come up to all fours. A little bit of cat and cow. Move your spine back and forth. Nice, active, strong practice today to get the body going. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands now backwards to your feet. Slowly roll up to standing. Shoulders up and back a couple of times. Place your hands to your hips. Take a look towards the front end of your yoga mat to keep you steady there. Pull your right knee up and into the chest. And hook the arms underneath the leg. And extend the leg as straight as it'll go. Flex the foot, point the toes up. Progression here is to stay as you are, or to take the arms overhead. One more breath. Rebend the right knee. Everyone arms overhead if not already. And then take a big step forward for a high lunge, high crescent lunge here. Arms straight up and down, torso straight up and down. Square the hips, right hip back a little bit, left hip forward. Try to straighten out the back leg, press through the heel. Next exhale, lower the hands down to frame the front foot. Keep the left hand where it is, add a twist, right hand to the sky. Bring the right hand now to the inside of your foot. We're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So as you walk the hands to your center line, pivot on your feet, toes straight ahead, heels straight back. Wide-legged forward fold, send the head down towards the mat. Try holding on to your ankles. As you hold on to the ankles, you'll probably bend at the elbows. You could also bend the knees to make this a much more doable pose. If it works for you, make the legs straight, lift up on your kneecaps, tone your quads, front of your thigh. Look back towards your right leg and rotate again into your low lunge. Step it all the way backwards to downward facing dog. Bend the knees a lot. Walk your hands back to your feet. Nice slow roll up to standing. Bring the hands to the waist. Look towards the front of the mat for your balance there. And it's left knee up. Take a moment, balance out the hips. Push down through your right standing leg. Hook the hands underneath your left leg. Maybe help it a little bit higher. Okay, progressions. Go for the straighter left leg. Keep the leg as high as possible, but take the arms overhead. It's probably going to lower some. That's okay. We're doing the work. Rebend the left knee. Ready to step forward. High lunge. It can be little baby steps to get you there, or one big giant step. Find your high lunge. Still a nice steady focus. Squaring off the hips now, left hip feels like it pulls back. My right hip feels like it's pulling forward. Try it out. Lower the hands either side of the front foot. Keep right fingertips down. Add the twist, left arm up to the sky. Take both hands to the inside of your foot, and again, pivot around to a wide-legged forward fold. It should make you face the second side of your mat. Take a little different variation here. Maybe it's feet closer together, giving you more length and reach in the torso. Hands stay in the center of your mat. And this time we're coming all the way back up to standing, so hands to the waist, push down into your feet and come all the way upright. Step both feet together, find the very front end of your yoga mat. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Good old sun salutation. Inhale, half lift here. Surya Namaskar A. Step back to plank, lower down to the mat. Peel the chest up for cobra. Downward facing dog. Look in between the hands and step or jump to the front of the mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Okay, we'll keep on moving. Inhale, lift the arms again. Exhale and fold. Switching it up now. Keep the right foot forward, step the left foot back into your long, low lunge. Spin your back heel down to the mat. Change both hands to the inside of your foot. Point the back toes towards the long edge of the mat. And your right foot, your front toes, towards the short front side of the mat. All right, those should be warrior two legs. Let's open up, lift the chest. Arms out in either direction for Virabhadrasana 3. Shoulders, ears stacked on top of each other, and then shoulders stacked over the hips. Try to draw your left hip point back and open here. Keeping all of that, change right elbow down to your knee, left arm palm down overhead. Look to the side or even up to the sky here. Parsva Konasana. Let's change towards our bind. Drop the left hand behind your back. Let's go there first today. You like Pledge of Allegiance, take the hand across the chest, right hand across the chest, and then try to match shoulder towards inner thigh. Right shoulder towards your right inner thigh. Great stop and hold point. Work strong in the abdomen, pelvic floor, all the way down through the legs. If you'd like to try further in the bind, right hand goes under the right thigh and the left hand's already behind your back. Hands can touch, though they certainly don't have to. Look down at your right foot. Unwind, hands to the inside in your low lunge. Drop your left knee down to the mat. Build both hands up to the front thigh. And take the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, lower the hands, step it all the way backwards to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a little bit. Allow yourself a moment. How's it feeling? And then step your left foot forward to the front of the mat. We'll try this out on the second side. So spin the back heel down. Both hands go to the inside. Really plant the feet well. I've lined up heel to heel just to give the hips a tiny couple of inches wider in space. And then warrior two. Build the torso upright, extend the arms in either direction. Again, head, ears, shoulders, hips all open. That back hip likes to turn us a little bit forward, so it's the opportunity to keep widening back and out that we're looking for. We keep that and just change the angle. Left elbow down to the knee, right arm all the way up and over. Change the top arm, right hand high, and then bend the elbow and drop it behind the back. Cross left hand towards the right shoulder. Excuse me. Send the left shoulder close to the left inner thigh. Again, more days than that, that's my stop point for binds. If you want a little more, you send the left arm under the left thigh, right hand behind your back. Sometimes there's a little bit of an unplug. The hips might shift more back, shoulders head a little bit more forward, and then it's trying to even things out. Open up chest again, hip points open again. Release any bind you got going. Drop the hands to the inside of the left foot and work your way into a low lunge. Right knee down to the ground, squeeze back knee in, front heel back. Walk the hands up to the front thigh. Power and presence here, and then arms high. Take it in for a breath or two. Lower the hands either side of the front foot. Shift back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, paddle it out. Shake out the head a little bit, should feel nice. Walk the hands a little bit back, the feet a little forward, so you end up in a forward fold in the center of your yoga mat. Enough room behind you, enough room in front of you. Then bring the hands to the hips, point the elbows up to the sky, press down into your feet, come all the way up to standing. Flamingo, kick your right heel towards your seat. Stretch the left arm up to the sky. So stand on one leg, get as long as you can through the left side of the torso here. Keep that or hold on to the front of the right foot. Bend your standing leg to give you a little room and space and hinge forward for your dancer pose. Can you also picture how this is like bow pose when you lie down onto your mat? We'll try a one-armed bow pose in just a moment. Come back upright, 2 feet to the ground. Switch sides. Left heel towards your seat. Try to squeeze the thighs in. Knees still point straight down towards the ground. Extend the right arm up. And then rather than shifting the weight down and into the right hip, we're trying to grow a little taller on the right side. Left hand can hold on to the front of the left foot. Nice big opening here, straight up and down. And then take a little bend in the right knee. Bring your torso more forward, the left leg more up. Dancer pose, Natarajasana. Beautiful work there. Lower both legs down. Again, just kind of stand your ground. And then as you're ready, reach the arms up to the sky. Big full extension. Exhale, drape over your legs. Send it again to downward facing dog. Right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Pull the knee into the chest and hover forward for plank. Go back up and back. Knee towards the right elbow as you hover forward. And then three-legged dog up and back. Knee towards the left elbow as you twist under in plank. And then up and back. Pigeon pose. Bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Right leg on the ground. Shift the left leg further back. Try to keep the weight equal and balanced. Come down to your forearms. Left knee can go to the ground. You could untuck the toes or keep them tucked. It's up to you. Where do you find a steadiness here? This is still an active pose for us today, really squeezing, toning the muscles the whole time. I'm going to ask you to add a twist to this pose. First, going right elbow down, so your right knee is forward. Push your right elbow a little bit in front of that knee. Try stacking the hands, and it's more of an open body twist as you look towards the left. What's happening in the back leg as I'm pushing down through the front of my left foot and the left knee to keep this still pretty square. Good tone in the belly, and then we'll switch. Left elbow goes down, right elbow goes up. And then come back to the center, 2 elbows down. Walk back to the hands to lift the chest, and then change to plank pose. Lift the back knee off the ground, little lift in the hips, and slide the right leg back, plank pose. Exhale, flat down onto the belly. I mentioned that flamingo turning into dancer, that we do it on our belly. Left arm out in front. Kick your right heel towards your seat. Reach the right hand to hold on to the right foot. And try lifting here. I'm pushing the left pinky finger down to help everything else lift up. Power of that left pinky. And then lower it down, just a quick little look there. Change to child's pose to allow you to change to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Here we go, second side, knee into the chest, hover forward, up and back. Left knee to the left elbow, out to the side, and up and back. Underneath, twist to the right, up and back. Set it down, pigeon. Left knee behind the left wrist, heel closer to the right side. Walk through the back leg until more of the right thigh is on the ground, and you can come down to the forearms. Pause to lengthen out through the breath. And again, muscular contraction and strength still toned in the legs. Okay, if you're going for those twists, we're gonna add them in again here. So left elbow, left knee, bowed in line with one another. And like prayer hands, stack the hands, open up. Right elbow more towards the sky, chest looking towards the right long edge of your mat. The play and balance and change here, really good for the core work. Right elbow down, left elbow up. Try not to shift too much in the legs. Nicely done. Set both elbows back down. And then crawl back up to the hands. Lift your torso. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Okay, ready? Plank pose. Slide the left leg back. Lie down onto your belly. This time, stretch the right arm out in front. So get that long right side. Kick the left heel towards your seat. Left hand reaches. Turn the right hand so that it's pinky down, thumb up. Use that press of the outer edge of the hand to help everything else rise up out of it. Half bow pose with an extension of the right hand. And then exhale, lower it down. Press back to child's pose. I'll change up here, so stay in child's pose. And then change to sit on your butt. Extend your legs out in front of you, soles of the feet on the mat, knees up. Catch the little crease behind the knees with your hands. We're gonna be leaning back a little bit, but try your best to stay forward on your sits bones and pick up both feet. Squeeze the inner thighs. Adduction right there, squeeze in. All right, extend your arms out. As ever, you take the progressive stages that work for you in this breath, in this moment. It's going to be different from time to time. Go for straighter legs if it works. All of those options, the only one that's best for you is the one that works best today. Okay, lower it down. Slide to lie all the way down onto your back. Pull both knees into your chest. Take the hands out to a T shape. And then instead of knees to chest, draw knees out over the line of your hips. Imagine that the legs are sitting in a very 90-degree chair. Knees right over the line of the hips. Ankles as high as the shins and knees. Lower the legs towards the right side, but hovering a few inches above the ground. Push through the upper arm bones to help secure you here. And then come back across your center. Do the same to the second side, left side. Hover a few inches above the ground. Squeeze the bottom leg to the top leg. And then come back to the center. Exact same work, or you can progress this into straight legs. Send the legs over towards the right. If you're working straight legs, it's feet towards, but hovering above the right hand. And then both legs back up to the sky. Knees over the hips. Send it over to the second side. And back to the center. Bend your knees, hug back into the chest. Safely rock yourself up to a seated position. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Cradle your right leg. So as you pick up the right leg, bend at the knee. First cradle, left hand holds your right foot. As much of a figure 4 shape as we can muster here. Second option of that cradle is forearms around the leg. Third option for our cradle is eye of the elbow, the bend of the elbow around the foot and knee. Flex your lifted foot. Push through your right toes. Pull back on the pinky toes. Friends, you get to stay with any of those cradling options or change to your backpack leg. Throw it over your shoulder. If you're in the backpack, hands go down as your heel clamps forward and down. A little round in the upper back. Push down through the hands to get your seat up. Maybe the left heel as well. It all comes right back down. Everyone lower your right leg to the ground. Shake out the legs. Second side, start with the cradle. Hand to knee and foot. Again, plenty of work here. You can change to the forearms or change to the eye of the elbows around the foot and knee. A little more movement perhaps. What's feeling good right now? Okay, keep with the cradle options or go to your backpack. Clamp the heel down, squeeze the leg in towards your midline to hold. Press down through the hands to lift the entire body to hover. Bring it down, shake it all out. We need to stand up. I'm gonna go into a low squat at the front of the mat. Straighten the legs, roll on up, inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Just wanna give us one more good reach. Interlace the hands while you're here, thumb and first finger. Just like we started way back at the beginning of this practice. We've done so much. Reflect on that. Exhale, fold. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back into a low lunge. Both hands to the inside. Come down to your palms, lower the left knee. Hey yogis, I'm gonna give you an option here. We're narrowing down towards the end of our practice. You can stay with this, go down to the forearms, maybe forearms underneath some height of a yoga block. If you're like, I've got this, I've worked hard, I want one more challenge. Pop the back knee back up. Slide your right shoulder back underneath the right leg like you were doing that backpack leg again. This is a combination of that backpack leg with the back leg in Bakasana, crane pose. It's our one-legged crane pose. To get there, you hop, pop, pop, left knee in, set it on the left upper arm bone. Left leg is doing crane pose. Front leg still in that backpack shape. Pull butt down to lift the right heel off of the mat. And then all of this has to unwind back. We all end up in the low lunge, hands to the inside. Step forward, standing forward fold. Last ask, left foot forward, right foot back, hands to the inside. Again, your work in is back knee down, down to the forearms. Give the hips steady attention. Or you're working one-legged crane pose. Drop the left shoulder under the left thigh. Hands on either side of the front foot. So I've got hands and left foot all along the same line. Hop the right knee in, set it behind right upper arm bone, heel towards the seat. As the seat drops lower, the physics of the body make it a little easier to pick up the left foot. It's a very pretzel-y pose. You unwind yourself. Sometimes because of the mechanics of it, folks will find that one-legged crane pose comes easier first before they get the full crane pose. Constantly amaze yourself. Step back to downward facing dog. We've done quite enough, right? Child's pose. Soften, soften, soften. I encourage you to wiggle out here, add in any last bits of movement, and then come to a final still position, be it seated, upright, or lying down, back, side, or belly. For those lying back, take your time now to find a little bit of movement, that reconnection of breath and body together. And then join back to a seated position. In our seated position, palms together, thumbs to the sternum, and Anjali Mudra. As a way of honoring this practice and moving us into the rest of this day. The closing sound of Om. As ever, you're welcome to sing along, to listen, or to tune it out. Breathe out here. Take a deep breath in. I bow in full gratitude to you, each other, this practice. Namaste.